Okay, so good evening, everybody. You are welcome to our first class together, learning about Power BI. So today's class is actually going to be a weekly thing. So it's something that we plan to do every time, every week. During the poll, we decided that we want it to be done twice a week, right? And based on that, we've decided to make it 1 hour, 2 days a week, right? And that was the agreement that we all had. Now, aside from that, right, this class is also going to be recorded, and the video is actually going to be on my YouTube channel. So for those of us that at a certain point in time are not available, right? It's always good that you go back to the YouTube video to see what was done the previous class before you come in and the rest like that. So like I said earlier, everything we're going to be doing, learning together is going to be very, very free. The only thing that is important is that you show your dedication, you show your commitment, right? You show your dedication and you show your commitment. That's the only thing that is needed from you. Aside from that, everything you're learning is free. Also, the other part of it is that everything we're going to be doing together, I'm starting from scratch on the assumption that majority of everybody here or everyone here does not know anything about Power BI and I've never used Power BI before. Yes, I also had some discussion with some people telling me, yeah, good evening, everyone, that they don't have experience with data analytics. This probably their first data analytics radio and the rest like that. Yes, so that's why I've tried to make it, you know, as simple as possible for everybody anywhere to learn it. So don't be afraid. We're going to be taking it bit by bit. So today we're just going to be talking about Power BI, what is meant or what is used for, and every other thing in that manner. So for those who are just joining or who are just meeting me for the first time, my name is Abdullah Abakole. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, a Microsoft certified data analyst associate. I'm also a business intelligence data analyst. I've been doing trainings like this since 2019, 2020. So this is officially my 6th year of training. And by the special grace of God, I've been able to train within those 6 years over 50,000, 60,000 individuals across 47 countries of the world. And that's just for me to let you know that you're in right hands and this is not a mistake, right? So I just decided that this year we're going to be doing some things for free, and that's why we're all here together, learning together bit by bit. Now, the way the Power BI class is going to go is such that we are going to be having our first part of the classes to learn about the prerequisite things, right? We're going to be learning about Power BI is and all of those things together. We are going to be progressing into other steps as it goes. Now, you should note that why I might be the one who is going to do the anchoring, at a certain point in time, I'll be bringing in other professionals like me. I'll be bringing in other professionals like me, people who have also spent quite a lot of time in the industry using Power BI at every level. So they will be coming as well to probably give some thought about some things, because the truth is Power BI is not as it used to be in the past, where we are going to have just everything in one single place. No. So Power BI has evolved such that we now have some people we call Power BI developers, right? So not just data analysts alone using Power BI. So they are actual developers and Power BI. But not to scare you with those words, it's just that, just to tell you how evolved it has gotten into. Also is the fact that Power BI has different parts and everybody has their own form of strength in those paths. So I'm going to be looking for people or my friends or my colleagues or my senior colleagues who are actually in this together. So once in a while, I will tell you that, oh, I'm bringing somebody from Canada, somebody from United States of America, somebody from Nigeria, somebody from Kenya, somebody from Sudan, anywhere, and they'll just come and talk to us, teach you as well some certain things, right? But first, we will have started the preliminaries. You're already getting used to quite a lot of things before that time. So when those time comes, so don't be surprised when you're seeing another person in front of you. But I'm still the one who is going to be the alcohol and everything. I just wanted to prepare our mind ahead of time. So today, we're going to be starting from the foundation, right, of Power BI. And let's get into it immediately. So the first thing you need to know is, like I said earlier, you don't need to put pressure on yourself. You're going to be seeing that some people will be asking some type of questions, or some people will be responding in some types of ways. Don't feel intimidated at all. And here, you are about to learn the complex parts in the most simplest way. For those of you who have been in my class before, you already know how we do it, right? We take it down to the basics, and then we start building up step by step. So that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Our session is not going to be theoretical all the time because that's what is most common. So we're going to do as much practical as possible. In fact, probably you have to just be practical. That's the only way you can learn about it, right? And please, at every stage in time, if you are confused about anything, please raise up your hand or you ask in the comment section to please ask questions. Ask questions, ask for clarifications, and please don't close your mouth. Always ask. I hope that is understood by everybody. If that is understood by everybody, can I see you for understood in the comment section? Okay. Okay, I can see Kwambik, Abdulaziz, Victory, perfect. So, let's learn together. So, what is Power BI actually? Let's learn that now. Let's move into learning what Power BI is. What do we think Power BI is all about? Right? So, let's move. Let's move. So, now, starting with Power BI. Power BI is actually an acronym that stands for Power Business Intelligence. Are you following me? Power Business Intelligence is actually a BI tool. So instead of me saying business intelligence, I'll just be shortening it to BI, 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 BI. So you're going to be learning more of BI and less of business intelligence. Good. So it's a business intelligence tool that was developed by Microsoft company, right? So it used to be part of Microsoft Excel before, and then due to use case scenarios and quite how Microsoft Excel is getting bigger, they had to split it, and it now stands as a standalone system now called Power BI. Now, the Power BI basically can do quite a lot of things for you. But before we go there, so Power BI is also part of what we call the Power Platform, where we have Power BI, Power Pages, Power Automate, and some other things. Those are for business decision and business integration and quite a lot of things done. Also, Power BI is also part of the Fabric family. Now, when I say fabric, even though the spelling is about fabric of clothes, but fabric is just like the Microsoft ecosystem, data ecosystem that allows you to do your data from the beginning to the end stage, from the beginning stage of data to the end stage of data. Now, Power BI is also part of that because it's also data oriented. Now, Power BI can do quite a lot of things for us, but primarily what we use Power BI to do, aside from analyzing our data and our reports, is primarily to also turn our raw data into visual stories, right? Data from different places. Some of us are familiar with Microsoft Excel, right? Some of us might be familiar with SQL databases. Some of us are familiar with different websites where we have different data on them. Some of us are familiar with even sensors, right? Using sensors for your IoT project, and you have data from it, right? Some of you are familiar with that type of data. Some of you are familiar with you yourself going to the field, right? So maybe you're in social sciences, you go to the field to pick data yourself, data point and everything for your analysis and the rest. Yes. So if you want to turn all these raw data that you have gotten into visual stories, you use what? You use Power BI. Because once you transform them, it makes it easy for people to understand. And also because what you see is quite easy for you to read charts than for you to be looking at tables all the time and going through everything all the time. That's something about Power BI. Another thing is that Power BI makes data very, very interactive in the sense that everything about it is fully interactive. Wherever you click, affect another place. If you click that one, affect another place. If you click that one, affect another place. And it goes all like that. So don't worry, you don't need to worry yourself. We are still going to get there, right? I'm going to see how the interactivity works. Also, Power BI allows us to be able to share. I can do a Power BI report now and just share the link to the report to another person, let's say in Nigeria, or another person in Canada, or in Kenya, or in Saudi Arabia, anywhere in the world, and they'll be able to work with it. I can add the Power BI report to my website, and the website will be live, and the report will be updating almost all the time. I can add the Power BI report to my application, right? And quite a lot of things. So it's easy for us to share Power BI reports on like some other type of reports that we have out there. Are we following everybody? If you are following, can I see F in the chat box? Perfect. Perfect. So now, we have Power BI, but Power BI 2 also has its own what do we call it now? We have different types of Power BI. Now, we have the Power BI service side and we have the Power BI desktop side. Two things, Power BI service and Power BI desktop. Now, the Power BI desktop is the most primary, most important, most popular tool that everybody has. That is where you're starting your imagination, everything from. So that is the one that you download on your computer, which is what the desktop tool is, the one you download on your computer for you to be able to do quite a lot of things. So the website desktop tool is actually a free app. It's not paid for, it's free. And inside of it, you can build and design your reports as much as you like, right? It allows you to also connect to different data sources. Currently, Microsoft boasts that the Power BI can connect to over 500 data sources. Now, take note of data sources because I'm still going to go into it later. But let me just quickly talk about it. So data sources are just the source of your data, right? Where your data is coming from. Where did I get the data from? Is it from Excel? Is it from a Google form? Is it from a Microsoft form? Is it from an email? Is it from a website? Is it from an application? Is it from an IoT device? Is it from a database? Where the data is coming from, that's data source. So Power BI allows you to connect to quite a lot of them, and that is why Power BI is very, very popular in the world, in the industry. Also, one thing about Power BI desktop is you can create visualizations, right? Quite a lot of beautiful visualizations, which I believe by the time we are done, everybody here will be able to create reports and good visualizations of those reports by the time we are done with our classes. Not today, but by the time we are done in a few weeks to come. And also, one thing you should know is that using Power BI desktop, you are working offline. You don't need to have the internet for you to work with Power BI desktop. So everything is actually offline. So you're like So you're not on your internet. So once you have downloaded it, you can put off your internet, use it as much as you can, as much as you want to use it, and you are good to go. So there's no issues of I need to connect to internet. No, everything is offline. Now let's now go to service. So for the service part is now divided into two. We have the service part and the mobile part. So the two of them are basically the same thing. It's just service is you on your website, web-based online, while mobile is on your phone. So because if you have your phones with you, you can actually download Power BI on your phone. But the Power BI that you're going to be downloading on your phone is not going to be the Power BI desktop variant of it. No. What you're going to be downloading on your phone is your Power BI service, the phone version. Are you following me, everybody? Is your what? Power BI service, just that the phone version. So that Power BI service, that one is web-based because it's online, right? So whatever you have done in Power BI desktop, whatever you have done in Power BI desktop, you have the ability to do or to publish it in the service, because the primary reason why we are using the service is for us to be able to share reports from person A to person B, from me, the Power BI developer, to my team of people that would be doing what? That will be using the reports. That is the purpose of the service, right? So from the service, you can publish and share reports. You can also use it to collaborate with teams. As we all proceed in our various lives, we are going to be working with data teams, right? So each of our data teams, we have our workhouse or workbench where we are going to be putting our reports for everybody to be using it. Another advantage or usage of service is that it allows us to be able to refresh our data on a timely basis. You can schedule it to when you want it to happen. So the headache is that you do all the headache and main work inside of your desktop, right? Then what you now do is when you come to service, you also now automate it such that whenever, so let's say it was a website, let's say the coronavirus website that is the COVID-19 website that interacts that changes every single day, right? So you can schedule your service such that that report is going to be updated every single day, and you have it. And also, because the service is online, you can access it anywhere. So whether you're with your laptop or you're not with your laptop, eh, if you have access to a browser anywhere you are, you have access to service. So those are the two things that we have. Are we all clear on Power BI service and Power BI desktop now? So don't like I told you, all this is just to tell you everything all encompassing. We're still going to be touching each and every one of them, right? Both the desktop end and the service end. So your own is just as you are progressing, you're going to really enjoy what I've planned, because yes, it might be long, but like I said, this is just me giving back to the community, right? So it might take a bit of time, right? But you're going to be learning quite a lot. In fact, things that people would normally not do tutorials about. I've been using Power BI now professionally for close to 4 years or 5 years, right? And there are quite a lot of things that we've learned along the way, and those are the things that I'll be sharing in this series. So I believe that as we're all clear on that. So Power BI desktop and Power BI service. So I share the link with you for to your YouTube channel for you to download the Power BI desktop on your PCs. And I want to believe that almost everybody here will be able to download that. But if you have any issues whatsoever downloading the report, don't be shy. Ask in the group, that WhatsApp group. Ask. Somebody is going to be there. If I'm not there to pick it, I'm very sure other people who have done theirs will surely be there to assist you in doing what in in getting solutions to that what to the report, to the issues that you have. Now let's proceed. Now, Power BI is used in different places for different use cases as data analysts, right? So if you look here, I brought out some use cases because like I told you, the class is actually going to be a do and see and do class. So it's going to be a real time, real use cases class. We are not going to be saying, and you just do this. I'm going to be bringing reports, right? I'm going to be looking at those reports, how we're going to be doing them as if we are in a work environment. Although, like I told you, primarily in the preliminary stage, like the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, we're going to go into each and every um beginner level things to learn about it before we go into all this one. But these are some of the things that we're going to be working on, because my goal is at the end of this series, probably in the next few weeks, you should be able to have your own portfolio that is solid enough, especially for those of us who are actually job hunting and the rest. We have something that we can actually put forward to say, this is what I've been able to do on Power BI, and it should be solid enough. So we're going to be talking. So we have sales performance. Maybe you want to do something about sales. Guys, Power BI to track your revenue. Guys, Power BI to identify your top products, to monitor your sales regions from different metrics. Also, yes, you can look your financial Power BI. I was doing financial reports for, I think, close to 3 or 4 years on Power BI. So it's something that is very, very possible to be done. I've done quite a lot of HR analytics on Power BI, so which is something that we are going to be working with as well, whether it's your turnover, the performance review, all of that. Any form of analytics that is out there, 99.8 or 9% of them could be done directly on Power BI without any issue. So now, for us to use Power BI, there are some things that you need to open your mind to. You need to know as an analyst when you're working with Power BI. So the very first thing is, because these are the things that will give you a form of clarity, especially when you are done with the data cleaning side of things and you want to go into, let's say, your visualization or anything like that, right? So how do you think with Power BI? You first ask yourself a question. You start with a question. What is the question? That is, what is this data telling me? That can be a question. Another question is, what do I want to use the data to solve? Or what business question do I need that this data will solve for me? So that one can now go around that, okay, which product am I selling the best? Which sales drop in March? Who are our top customers? Who are these customers? Was the campaign that we did, was it good? Was it fruitful? All those, quite a lot of other things across those other real-time use cases that we did earlier, that I showed you earlier. So you first need to start the question. Or you want to do a portfolio. You can start with question is, okay, I want to look into, let's say, into maritime business. I want to look into maritime business. So you don't know anything about it, right? You are just interested, let's say in maritime, or you're interested in let's say business, anything. So the next thing is for you to now do is for you to find your data when you are done with the question. So whether you have the data or you don't have data, you still need to find the data. Find data results about you. Now, either searching for the data where you need to search data from, or you already have the data and you want to connect the data to probably where the data is stored, to the data source, right? Maybe a spreadsheet, a database, or a cloud application, or a website, or anything. And if those data are in different folders, different files, different places, you tend to be able to do what? To bring all of them together, because Power BI allows you to be able to bring data from different places together. Also, once you have brought in your data, then you can now clean your data, you can shape your data, you can, in a good term, we call it transformation. So once you have found the data you need, you do what? You transform the data. So by removing errors, fixing formats where necessary, creating calculations, making the data ready for analysis. That's basically what you're going to be doing there. So once you are done cleaning all that, then you now start to visualize. So you cannot just start from the question and go straight to visualization. No, you need to make sure that the data that you have can solve the problem that you want to get solved. And you need to make sure that the data is clean enough before you start visualizing. Because if you are visualizing with bad data, what happens? your story is going to be wrong. The way it's going to be visualized is going to be wrong. And at the end of the day, you are going to be having headache. And I don't want my wonderful students to have headache in any case. So that is why we are doing this. Then once you have done with the visualization, you use the next thing is for you to now share it. So you will see for those of you that are very popular on LinkedIn, like Promise and Co. You will see every single day, you see people, they will tell you, I just did this design, this, and that, my Power BI dashboard, even though it can be wrong. I just did my Power BI dashboard. Look at it, it's very beautiful. This is and this. Yes, Power BI allows you to do that. So once you have done 1 to 4, the last stage of the report is actually for you to share the report for insights. Most people actually share their report online without them wanting to hear feedbacks. I remember some times back, I think around 2022, 2023, when I was still a very active social media user, especially on LinkedIn. So what happens then was that as people were bringing their reports, I will surely go there, I will look at the reports and give comments. Oh, you should have done this next time. It is constructive criticism. Apparently, I was a tutor, so at least in all my right, I think I should be able, as your tutor, now I should be able to correct you because you posted it online for us to correct you. And then it became, I think most of the time, most people don't even do anything again. And then, so I think because of that, I just intentionally stopped. So usually when I just see reports, I will just see and pass, because most people don't even want to hear anything about their report or anything at all. But don't let that be our case. Every criticism allows us, gives us a space to grow, right? For those of you that are my students, you know about this very well, right? It allows us to grow at the, in fact, it's because in fact it also opens our eyes to things that we don't know. So please do not limit yourself at all. Be patient, listen to whatever the other person is telling you, because a more experienced eye is always good. So, but not all the time, though, at least. So just so when you share your insights, you publish it, everybody will be able to interact with it. If there's any error, they can call your attention back to it, and it goes on like that. So this is how you need to think as an analyst working with Power BI. Are we good? Are we getting it? I hope it's not complicated yet. Okay, perfect. So I'm glad it's not perfect. I'm glad everything is okay. So now let's move. So, like I told you, what we are going to be doing together is we're going to be having different weeks. It might not really follow this because this was when the initial stage of what I planned, maybe 6 weeks and more. But then I've been going to look like for me to have a beautiful that building report side, we need to break things down. But I'm glad that we all agree to two class in a week. So the only reason why I started one class this week is because this is just the first day to prepare our mind for what is to come the next class. So right, so you need to start from the foundation, what you are going to be doing. So we start that on Tuesday next week. How to bring our data, we understand the data, how to load files. Then we're going to do our first cleaning session, how to clean data, every single thing. This is all starting from the scratch, not even mind whether you know anything about data. So we're going to be talking about what data is as well and all those ones, right? So just follow us as we go. Then from there, we move to building reports. After the data clean has been done, we start building reports, creating charts, using filters, dashboard, DAX, calculations, and everything. Then once we've been roasted enough, like we are good enough, the next thing is for us to now start bringing in those real world use cases, project based, right? So that whatever we've learned before, we're going to be able to use it and see it in practice. Then aside from seeing it in practice, we are also going to be reasoning just as if we are in a place of work. Are you following? And we are all going to be doing it together. One thing that helps is that the things that we don't know before or the things that we skipped, because every project is unique, right? So the things that we skipped in, let's say, when we are doing the foundation or learn about how to build the reports, when we are doing reports. There's no how. We'll be learning new things every single time. For me, every single report I do, I learn one thing at a time. Is either I learn a new formula, right? Now, when I say formula, now I'm talking of both formulas that of writing code in Power BI and also formula of, let's say, a use case in a report. Let's say you are doing business now. You can learn another formula about maybe compound interest and the rest like that. And it goes like that. So all of that is going to do what? Is going to, we're going to be doing all that together. So now that we are done with all that first part, our second session actually was supposed to be us installing the Power BI reports on our computer, Power BI desktop on our computers. But I think I shared the link to it sometimes back. So I want to assume that everybody has been able to download. If you have not downloaded your own, can I see your hands up so that we can go look at it together? Anybody? Don't be shy, yo. Okay, if you have downloaded Power BI on your computer, put D in the chat box. If you have not downloaded, raise up your hand. But if you have downloaded, just put D in the chat box. Okay, Bridget has downloaded as. Okay, Promise. Okay, Taufik, Salau, Tawheed, Abdulhamid. Okay, that's perfect. That's great. Aminat Abdurrahim, have you downloaded yours? Rukoya Abioye, what about you? No response. Ah, okay, you downloaded yours. Perfect. So that means everybody have downloaded our Power BI report, our Power BI desktop. That's perfect. That's actually good, and I'm glad that we've been able to do all that. Now, so since we've been able to do that, I think there's really no need. But for the purpose of recording, when you're downloading Power BI reports, Power BI desktop on our computers, we have two ways of doing that. Is either we use the Microsoft Store, which is I said is the um, recommended downloading path, or you directly download it. So why is it important to use the Microsoft Store download? Is because Power BI is updated every month. I repeat, Power BI is what? Updated every month. There's always going to be a new month update. So the only way you can keep yourself less stress, no issue at all. You will not even know that it is updating is if you download from Microsoft Store. Because if you download from Microsoft Store, just like the apps on our phones that update themselves without us knowing most of the time, right? It will also be doing the same thing like that. So the very easy way, just open Microsoft Store on your PC, search for Power BI Desktop, and click install. That's all. No issue. But if you use the direct download option, which means you have to go to powerbi.microsoft.com/download, that one, you need to be updating every month. You need to be doing that process every month. Because if I use a newer version of Power BI to do a report and I send to you that are in a previous version and I use new tools in the newer version, you will not be able to open that file. No? Aha. So that's why it's important that we use Microsoft Store. And I know that some of us, maybe due to constrictions by work or the rest, we might not have access to Microsoft Store. I don't know. But usually, Microsoft Store is always open and it's free. It's not as if they're paying you for anything. And everything Power BI runs only on Windows. And I want to believe everybody in this class have Windows operating system. So yes, so there's not a way we can use it on Mac. In case somebody is having Mac and is scared, don't be scared. We can now do some things on Mac as well now. So yeah, that is that one. So yes, so let's for those of us that I think majority of us have downloaded, so it's better for us to start by showing you the interface then. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. And we're going to be starting just a tour of the Power BI interface. Not really, we're not really doing anything but just to just walk around it, talk about it, and the rest. So I'm going to look for Power BI on my computer right now. Power BI desktop. Check and I'm going to be opening up my Power BI desktop. Then I'm going to be sharing my screen for us to see. For us to see. So just 2 minutes. Okay, good. So my Power BI desktop is on. So I'm going to be presenting that screen now. Uh, okay, good. Can I get a confirmation with SS that everyone can see my screen? Perfect, good. So what we have here is what comes up when you open your Power BI reports. This is the very first thing that comes up when you open your Power BI reports, right? So, and for us to start anything, usually what is enjoying that is, so here you can see you have home, you have open. So home is, this is the home where you have your data sources here, your recommendation here, and some of the recent files that you've done at this side. Then here you have out, you have options and settings, and you have about. So that's what you have here. But there's little to anything you want to do here. So usually the first thing you do is you come here and just click on blank reports, and this opens up a blank report for you, just like mine has done for you. Now, you see this blank report has different sections, different parts, different sites, right? So we're going to be going through each and every one of them. So the first thing is the ribbon up here. So let me just do this. Good. So this is the ribbon up here. So the ribbon houses file that takes you back to that home, right? Or home, basically. The home ribbon is very common, just like the ribbons we have in Microsoft packages, where you have the paste, copy, cut, format painter. You also have the get data. So get data is where you connect your data source, right? Which if you see, we have all this here, but if you click more, you tend to see all the data sources you can connect to. Can you see quite a lot of them? Blank query, data flow, data breaks, quite a lot of them. Plenty of things. You can connect to text file, XML file, JSON file. You can connect to a folder, a PDF file, a database, anywhere. You can connect to a website, anywhere. As long as that thing has a connector, you'll be able to connect with it. So in these places, if you want to connect directly to a Excel file, you just click here and you go into it, and every other data sources that we have. So here we have the transform data that takes you to the Power Query editor. We're going to be talking about that. That's a very, very fantastic tool that if you know how to use it and you're patient enough with me, with what we're going to be doing, you're going to be learning how to use it, and you're going to be so, so fantastic. Trust me. If you're able to use your Power Query editor very, very well, in fact, I can say 90% of your headache is solved. So here we have visuals. So these are some of the visuals that you can have in Power BI. You can see you have bar charts, column charts, different types, line charts, different types, waterfall charts, donut charts, maps, gauges, slicers, tables, AI charts, and some other charts. So you have all that here. You don't use a text box and the rest like that. Also, you have the insert. So the insert allows you to bring in things into Power BI. You have modeling. When you want to do modeling, which is another fantastic topic we're going to be discussing about as we progress, we're going to be doing that as well. Then your view is just for you to change the view of Power BI, optimize to optimize it, and then help. So this help allows you to see guided learning, training videos, documentation, and the rest. But you have this guy here that says about, that allows you to know the latest about your Power BI. You can see mine is running January 2026 because, like I told you, it has updated itself. 3 days ago, this was still December. I remember on Monday, this was still showing December, and I did not know that it has even improved. It has down updated itself to January 2026. So those are what we have up here in ribbon. So that's what we have up here in the ribbon. Now, from the ribbon side, we have so at this side now, so at this side we have the field pane. So this field pane, this side that we have here, this one that is at this side here, this is the field pane. So it houses different things. For I have data here. So this data, all the columns that I have in my tables, the tables and all the columns in the tables are going to be appearing at this data side here. If I click data, this is the logo for data. The next one is build, which is where I'm going to be seeing all my visualization and interactions to the visualization. The next is format, which we are going to be using to format any form of visualization that we are choosing. Then the remaining ones are really not necessary for now, so we don't get me. But these three are the most important tools or fields that we're going to be using. Then we have the filter too. So the filter allows us to be able to do proper filtering to what we have on the reports. So all this together makes up the what? The field pane. So format, build, data, all these ones are the field pane. You can see format filters is white, why these ones are ash. That's because filter is part of the report directly. So you can change and change out this one. So all these ones two are part, but they are in the field pane. So we have the field pane here, then the filter pane part of the report. You can see filter pane is on the other, is turning his head like that. So that is filter pane. So in the middle here, this place that we are that says add data to your report. So this is the canvas. This is the Power BI canvas. So this is your working area where you are able to build visuals. So this is where you are going to be building visuals. You're going to be designing your report pages and everything. You're going to be doing it inside of this place. And you can see the first thing is also showing you is also that import data from Excel, import data, paste the data, use sample data, get data from another source, because you cannot do anything without the data. So you need to bring the data in first. So that's why you have this. So this is the canvas. So if you look at this side here, you're going to see another side here. So this side here, one, we have the report view. So the report view is all this view that we are looking at. This is the report view. Then if I click one under it, is the table view. So if I have brought in data, all this place will be filled with the data that we are working with, and the columns are still going to be here. So the third one is the model view. So modeling how each and every of these data are related to one another. They're all going to be displayed here. So you're going to be seeing it here. So we're also going to learn how to use each and every views. So we're going to be learning how to use what? Each and every of these views. So don't be afraid though. We're going to be doing quite, so don't be afraid about it at all. Because I know. So you can now see that there are quite a lot of things to learn. So then we have the DAX view where we test out DAX, and we have the Tyndall view where we do Tyndall stuff, but we rarely use all these ones. So let's just go back to what we have here. So that's all we have that's the interface of Power BI. So that's the interface of Power BI. So we've talked about this left side. So down here, we have this side here. This is the desktop view, which is what we're looking at. Then just in front of it is the mobile view. So the mobile view allows you to see how this report that you're doing is going to show on your mobile phone. Remember, I told you that there's Power BI mobile that is under service. So when you push to service, if you know you want people to be able to interact on it on their phone, the way phones are, you also need to come to the mobile part of it and also do the same thing to it. So that's something you need to be very, very concerned about if you want to have mobile interaction or create a mobile layout. So that is something you need to know. So to do that, you need to come and click the mobile view down here to change it for you. So here we have the desktop view, which is 99% of the time where you're going to be working. There here you have the page. So because you're in page one, that's why we only have page one here, right? So if I want a new page, I can just click on page 2, page 3, page 4. So if I want to close a page, what do? I just click on this delete page here, the X, If you ask me if I want to delete the page or something like that, I will say delete. I want to delete this one as well, I will say delete. I want to delete the second page as well, I will say delete. What if I want to rename this page from page 1 to introduction? So what I need to do is just, I can right click and choose rename, or I can just double click on it, pam pam, and when I do pam pam, I can type anything there. Let's say class 1. You can see, and that has renamed it as easy as possible. No issue, no qualms, nothing. So we are good. Then down here you have your zoom in, zoom out. So you can see, you can press plus to make it bigger, press minus to make it okay, and the rest like that. So that is what we have here. So this is the interface of the Power BI. So this is the Power BI interface, where we're going to be doing quite a lot of things. So now, this is where we're going to be stopping for today. So coming next class, we're going to start, we'll talk about data, where data are sourced from, and everything about data. And we're going to be importing it into Power BI, our first data source. So we're going to be doing that next class. So please make sure you get prepared for that. I'll also be sharing with you the file we are going to be using with the data file we are going to be first importing into Power BI. I will send it to you in the I will send it to you in the WhatsApp group, so that you also have the file. Yes, in fact, yes, I can see different questions already going on. Somebody's asking, can you document? Yes, in fact, that is where I'm going to. So it's always good for you to document your classes online, right? So documenting is not really about saying every single thing. Just come, take a screenshot or something, go to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere to talk about what you've learned today. Usually, I wanted to make it a bit mandatory before, but then I don't know. Some of us can be shy, but I think it's always good to document online. I can see the question in the comment section. So please feel free to actually document online. I myself personally will also be documenting my training online, that I'm doing this and that. And me, I'm not looking for work like most of you are. So best thing is to do what you document. Let people see your growth. Yeah, let people see January, January 22, we were started learning Power BI. We started learning Power BI. And then by the time it's maybe March, April, you should see a very huge difference, that you are not the same person that started in January, because you've learned this, and this and that. And you learn so like that. So I don't want to say much, but yes, it will be very good that you document your journey online, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. If you're active on Facebook, put it there, on Twitter, anywhere you are, Instagram, anyhow. And also, when you are documenting it, be sharing the link to the chat, to the group. Let us all be interacting with you. Let us comment. Everybody. It's also for us to network, like I told you. Because when you put it online, if there's anything I need to create quickly, I can tell you, the one that you put there, that's not what, that's your mind to it was wrong. Change it like this and like this and like that. So I thank God I'm a bit free this year, so I should be able to use social media platform very well. So I'm able to talk about something. So I think that's all we are going to be doing today. Today I've been able to bring us that Power BI is not something difficult. It's one of the most simple thing out there to learn. And I've also been able to share with you every single thing we're going to be doing in the first throughout the course of this series, the Power BI from data to insight series, and also what you are to expect. Yes, you can. Yes, document the series. That's very good. So let's all document it together, and we're going to be good. So, like I said, it's going to be 100% free. Feel free. The only thing we need is your what? Your commitment, and open up. If you don't understand something or you want to learn something, talk so that we can infuse it in. And I said also that I will not be the only person. I'm also going to be calling professionals from different parts of the world. So you can see that the way you're using it in Nigeria, using it in India, so we're using it in Canada, so we're using it in United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, everywhere. So everything is going to be fine. So thank you very much, everybody. And on the final note, so this video recording is also going to be on LinkedIn. I'll be sharing the LinkedIn, I'm sorry, on YouTube. The YouTube link to the folder, to the playlist folder will be shared with everybody. So you don't need to worry yourself. Once you have a class, you forgot something, you can always go back to that class. And yes, so at first, some people asking if you want other people to come in. At first, I wanted it to be a closed. I don't want to force people in. And then some people have come to my DM to come and beg me that we should make it very open. At like, okay, so yes, I'm going to make it open. So I think on most of my Power BI, most of the what's it called now? Where I had it written, I'll just go and put the link there. So anybody that wants to join can go and join, and they can follow our series amicably. Or when I post my first this thing on LinkedIn, I'll add the link to join there so that people can join as well. So you don't need to be actually so that I think that makes life the more the merrier, right? Everybody. I think the more the merrier, right? Yes. So thank you very much, everyone. We are currently 7 o'clock on dots. I want us to stop at that. I want us to be time conscious. Please, next time, let us come to class as early as possible. We start by 6, we end by 7 p.m. West African time. Where I currently am, it's you should know that it's a commitment. It's around 11:30 where I'm currently am PM. So please let us all be committed to learning. So thank you very much everyone for staying with me, and do have a wonderful um evening. So bye bye everybody.